I can't stop this.
Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This is World of Legit Fantasy Wrestling. It is May 4th, 2022. It's been exactly a decade since the passing of the great Adam Yauch, MCA of the Beastie Boys. It blows my mind that it's been a decade. Then I look at my face and I realize it's been a decade. Joining me as always, Joey Paranormal. What's up, Joe?
Oh, not much. Just doing my best buddy impersonation right now.
Yeah, what are you gonna drink?
I had this on the Paranormal Show before from Moat Mountain. Flavor of the day, nice IPA. I can't stress this enough. If you are ever in New Hampshire, if you go around the White Mountains, you go to North Conway, Moat Mountain. It's off of 16, right outside of North Conway. It is the best food you'll ever have, and the beer's really good too. The food's phenomenal.
So Big Stu dropped these off, and I only have like one when I do a show, so there's still like seriously like 15 of them. You know what I mean?
Dos Equis, at least you're an educated man.
No, Stella.
Oh, the Stella Artois. Oh, yeah.
It's really good. It's really good beer. Stu's got great taste, Big Stu.
Hmm.
So Joe, before we get into the world of legit fantasy wrestling, I think there's a couple of things I want to talk about legitpodcast.com as a whole. Which would be the main website that, World of Legit Fantasy Wrestling, that's where we make our home. Now, we were doing a radio station, right? I'm not going to do the radio station anymore. I'm going to do something on the website where we'll play other people's YouTube videos, the same ones that I downloaded audio, but this time it'll go directly to their YouTube channel and people watch it. That's going to be a smarter thing to do. I'm just going to take those things and move it. Because here's the thing I found out, Joe. In analyzing it and talking to people and seeing the differences, believe it or not, we're the type of podcast, all our podcasts, where people would rather see us for some reason because it's just more comical. Does that make sense? So we get a big following on YouTube and like other things like that. And if we promoted it right, we'd be big on everything. I did a reel on TikTok just to do one, and it just keeps getting likes. So it's like, it would be really easy if we put up a lot of effort into it, but I digress. So we're going to keep doing legitpodcast.com. Obviously, it's just going to grow. What we're going to do is add to that website. We now have merchandise for sale, right? Did you see the one about Matt?
No.
Oh my God. Tell me you saw the one with Matt. Oh, you're killing me, Joe. Hold on a second, because you know what?
I saw the ones that you sent us in the group chat. I don't want to say them out loud because I don't know if they're prototypes or if you're planning on them, but I didn't see one that it have Matt's face on it.
Oh God, here, hold on.
Oh no.
So he froze. He kept freezing during the last show, right? So we got him freezing. Where is he freezing? Is it this? Yeah. So check this out. Can you see this? Look at his face. See it? So what we got to say, Joe, is it says on the front, like I'm going to show you one of the shirts real quick because it's funny what I did to his shirts. On the front, it says Legit Paranormal with his face. On the back, it says Legit Paranormal 2022. What the F is that coming? Then go back to his face. I can't wait to sell that one, Joe.
That's pretty good, yeah.
That's like, and we've got, look.
You're going to put his face on totes on how?
Look,
oh my God.
Look at it. Look. But then we got, look, these. Why? You know why I want to get this one. Look, right? And then on the back, look on the back what I put. Oh, wait. Oh, where's the one when I put the stuff on the back? Hold on. There's one where
If one doesn't have either it's better with the lights off or we do it in the dark, I'm done. I'm walking off.
All right, I'll make that for you. But look at the King Miguel one. Come on, man. Come on now. Like, look, wait. Then I got these logos that I made. I love this logo, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's such a tear from YouTube, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's making it light blue and smearing it. And then this one I thought was really classy. The lion, the king, lion come through.
Yeah.
And this is my Don Rickles stuff. They say legitpodcast.com. Maybe this has the back.
Can we actually legally
sell
those?
Look, yeah, we can. These are all on our. This is literally all on our car.
Well, I mean the one with the face.
Shop. Why not?
I don't know. Isn't that like is there like some kind of copyright with that kind of stuff?
They would have. This isn't like YouTube. This isn't like whatever Facebook. They're gonna make these shirts no matter what you put on them.
Oh yeah, I know.
If Don Rickles wants to come take like $1, $10. His estate wants $10 for a shirt like this, But it's funny because this background. This is what I want on the back of all of them. I wanted to say legit with 3 dots and have paranormal, football, wrestling, basketball, Bafango memorabilia. 2022 tour.
Nice,
right? See, this one's got Rickles on the front, which would be great for me. All right, let me stop sharing this. Let's get back to the program. Got to jump on one more thing though, Joe, before I get to wrestling. So here's my deal. So I have first of all, I think that there's a lot of people that when they go back and look at how they acted on social media, say 4 years ago, right?
That's an oddly specific time.
They would be embarrassed of themselves. Like the bullying that was done on social media, even like a Facebook. People, if you said one thing, people like attacked your person. Joe, it was like, what is going on? And what bothered me the most is this. They kept trying to stop people from speaking. Joe, the one thing Mike Lepre, stands behind above anything else is free speech. The one thing that we need to keep is free speech. And that means hearing people say stuff you don't want to hear, you don't like, right? That's how that works. You got to have all of it or none of it. Because if you start saying, well, this isn't, then it's not free. It's lost its meaning. So with the Will Smith slap, I had issue with that. And now I saw last night.
Oh my God!
Got attacked on stage.
They almost killed that guy.
All right, so yeah, here's what I do know. So here's what I'm worried about. So let me get back to the beginning. So first of all, this dude tackles Dave Chappelle on stage, right? The guy had a gun on him and a knife.
Yeah, a knife. Yep.
All right, that is scary as all hell, right? Now, I feel like, Will Smith must be feeling awful right now at home because this is what we were all scared of.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they block comedians from going to certain college campuses. I can't believe that. College is the place of free speech, but not anymore. So, Joe, we're losing that. If you think you can attack a comedian on stage because he said something rude, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You shouldn't be there in the first place. You
deserve to get both of your arms broken backwards like you're a flamingo.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. So anyways, what I'm saying is, though, I'm getting kind of sick of it, like the hypocrisy of it, like what you can and can't say, all that other stuff. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's like, free speech. You choose who you believe in. Anyways, they stomped him like crazy. Like, because they started beating him up, and he said, get him off the stage once, and there was like a couple minutes, and they were still beating him up. And then he's like, get him off the stage again, and they were still beating him up, right? And then eventually he went over there, and you see him go in the back of the crowd and just start, you tell he's stomping on him. And they just stomped on that guy. And then they came back on stage and admitted to it, which brings me to where I'm worried. They had no right to stomp this guy out legally. once he's apprehended, which he was, them in security all took turns stomping this guy out. They broke this guy's arm. He
both of his arms.
So, I mean, that was a clear warning. Like, I almost have. Here's the problem. So, I don't almost have a problem with Chappelle saying it because, and I mean, he can say whatever he wants, but I just might get him in trouble. But maybe it'll send a message. Like, that guy came on stage and they broke both his arms. Maybe you'll rethink things again, right? But again, he almost admitted to, like, assault. So I'm worried about that for him because it hasn't hit the news yet. You'll see that'll come in a day or so. It'll come in a day or so. You'll hear that part of it. But Joe, I don't know. I know you're of a different generation than I am. So I had people who said such outlandish things. Like, if you knew the language that was used when I was a kid, Joe, you'd be like, "Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, is everybody racist?" And it was just the way they friggin' talked. For real. It just was. And it's not right. It's just that people forget it's not right that's how it was. But that's how it was.
But that's how it was, yeah.
So some people still have to grow from that, right? There's a growth in life. And the worst part is there's certain times where things from your childhood will pop in your head. That's just the thing that happens. And in my case, I don't ever say the things that pop in my head. I'm like, what the hell would I say that for? That's ridiculous. So, Joe, let's go back to predicting stuff because now we're talking to wrestling, okay? That was my nice little 10 minutes and 40 seconds. I had to get that out. I feel like I got us out to be that one of those guys. I'm just not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of the way things are going. I don't like the way prices are jacking up. Do you know I got solar panels, right?
Oh, you got solar?
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta be good for you, though, right?
Well, couple of rainy days didn't help my friend. I've been tracking it on my thing, which is awesome. And it's awesome just to track it, Joe, like in the sense of like,
yeah, you can see how much money you're generating compared to how much you're actually spending.
There it is.
Honestly, if when me and my fiance eventually get our own home, I want to go solar so bad. It's just right now it's so expensive just to get into solar.
No, not right now. Not the way we did it. No, the state's got a program going where they're helping people with the whole thing of it.
Really?
I'm not paying for the panels. One guy tried to put us on a loan for like 40-something thousand to pay for the panels. And this other guy stepped in. He's like, "Nah, with the state, because the state's trying to force people to go to solar.
Okay.
And they're gonna stop doing rebates and stuff like that for people because there'll be so many people eventually to solar. Like, it only makes sense. It only makes sense right now with the way energy prices and shit like that's going. You need to self-generate.
I just love the idea that if there's ever you have a blackout, brownout, you lose power for a couple of days, there's a catastrophic event that happens, hurricane. You're constantly generating energy and getting stored in your battery backup that can power your house for a couple of days instead of having to go out and buy a gas powered generator. Like, you're constantly storing and charging these batteries in this generator that can power your whole house for 24, 48 hours, however long it can go. That's what's I've always liked about that is, you can be self-sustainable, not forever, but for a couple of days if something horrible ever does happen.
Yeah, and more so than that, it's like, I know this is on a small scale, but this is me trying not to rely on the people that really control the power, the countries that really control power. You know what I mean?
What happened to Texas when they had what was it, the ice storms in Texas? And people were without power for like a week, and they were having the coldest weather they could have possibly had, and then they were charging ridiculous amounts of money. And I'm gonna blank because it's been so long since I've even thought about this, but like it was some wicked shady thing that was done when that happened. That a lot of people were like, "Why is Texas's energy like this?" So I with you on that. The less dependent you can be on the man, this is coming from someone who works for the man, the better.
Yeah, no, for real. And then now, if we're going to stay on the same topic, what is going on right now is, so Bill Gates, did you see the Bill Gates announcement?
No.
He's got a whole plan for how to keep us from getting viruses in the future. It has to do with like alerting people across the country about your medical condition and where you're at and studying. And It just sounds very invasive. I mean,
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to say it's good or bad. That way YouTube doesn't get mad at me. I don't get mad at them. I'm not picking sides. I'm just saying, Plus, I thought that guy made Windows. Or was that Steve Jobs? No, it was Bill Gates. All right,
that was Bill Gates.
So, Joe, wrestling prediction. So, it's. I don't know how to keep saying this because I feel the same way in the USFL, Joe. I feel the same way with fantasy football. We keep picking things correctly, and it's like I feel bad because it's almost like we're bragging, and I guess we are because why not? But it's like people aren't listening. Like I say, I said this that they needed to start a faction, right? Like remember
We've been booking factions for months,
but we've been booking things that have turned out. Like I was with the whole Damian Priest thing. I was all for the whole. I said get him into something else with someone. If you go back and listen to the tape, you'll hear us saying a lot of things correctly. And it's like, why are they not paying us?
Because we make too much money.
And then what did I say about Roman Reigns' reign as a champion? Didn't I say it had to go
forever, basically?
When it first was going, didn't I say that on the first show? It's got to go a long time. It's like I'm booking exactly what they got going on. The only thing that I would have never booked, honestly, is Riddle and Randy Orton. That's the only refreshing, completely out of nowhere thing that I would have never thought of.
There was a segment where it was the bloodline in the ring, and Randy Orton and Riddle came in and RKO'd the Usos. And the joy and excitement on Randy Orton's face was so goddamn good and genuine. I love what they're doing so much. And the inevitable breakup is going to suck, but it's going to be great TV. It's probably the best thing that WWE has done with a storyline in years. Having those two together and just continuing to run with it.
What is?
The RK Bro. And now I guess with Drew McIntyre, it's R Clay Bro.
Wow, really? That's what
No, that's not the real name. But basically, at Backlash, it's going to be the Bloodline versus RK Bro and Drew McIntyre. So
how did he work his way in there?
Because they bitched out. They bitched out on the title unification for the tag team titles, and they bitched out on the title match between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns because that's probably going to be like a slow burn. So
dude, you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. He dislocated his shoulder at WrestleMania.
Who?
Roman Reigns.
Oh, did he really?
Popped it out of the socket. There's all these photos of it swollen. And then remember he actually says to Paul, it's out. And people thought it was like part of like the show, but it wasn't. And I think Brock went to check on him. There's footage of Brock going to check on him right after the show. Because the thing is, I think he smacked the rope with it and it popped back in.
Yeah.
So like
that would make sense why they're backing off on a program with him right away. Because that's been one of the biggest things that I've seen on any kind of reporting and news channels about wrestling so far is the lack of direction and path for Roman Reigns out of WrestleMania. And if that's true, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, he was actually legit having trouble holding that second belt.
Yeah.
At first, Paul
you know what?
held it.
You're right. I actually remember this.
And then he went to go grab it and finally get it over his head.
Yep.
But look, it was, I mean, that's a bitch.
Yeah. That makes total sense too. And it's also one of those things where, like, if you can avoid, because you always see it where a champion gets injured, especially shoulder injuries can be really bad and can take a while. They always strip him of the title. I mean, you had Samoa Joe, Finn Balor. They would never in a million years vacate those titles with Roman Reigns holding on to them unless, like, he's about to die. No, he could need ACL surgery, and they'd be like, "Yeah, you know what? He can just hold on to him. He'll just come out all the time and just look good."
No. What happened was he's hurt, so scrap the tag team thing. Let's bury him in a 6-man tag. Let's let the Usos do all the work.
Yep.
Roman can throw whatever the punch. That's it. Wrap it up. Good night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet you won't see a spear. depending on what shoulder it's. I think it's his
No,
right
no,
shoulder.
there won't be a spear. I don't think there'll be a spear thrown.
Yeah.
No, why would you? Why would you risk
Yeah, because you're
that?
just risking hurting it even more.
Either way, either shoulder you hit him with, it doesn't matter. The other shoulder's going to take a brunt of it.
True.
All right, so what? Okay.
I was gonna say I'm praying since we're kind of like free balling here for a little bit. I was there. You've probably read it too. There, Cody Rhodes was on the Corey Graves podcast and said that he wants to bring back the Winged Eagle WWE Championship, which in and of itself sounds silly because obviously the Eagle has
No, but
wings,
I know what it is. Awesome.
Yeah.
Championship.
If I don't think he brings that up if it's not likely at some point in his return to the WWE that he isn't gonna win the WWE Championship. I think that has to be at this point like an all but foregone conclusion. I don't think he re-signs without working that into his contract that he is going to win the WWE Championship.
Joe, but here's the thing. He's got to lose. He's got to have chances and lose. They've got to make him go to a dark place. He's got to lose, and they somehow screw him over or something.
I think it's going to depend on who. If he's going up against Roman Reigns, then yeah, I could see him losing like at SummerSlam and then having a SummerSlam build up.
I just want him to get screwed over enough times where Dustin comes, you know what I mean, and like has his back, and that's when he wins the belt. But his brother in the ring. That's how it's going to go down, and that's how it's going to go down if they're smart.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if they could get him back. I just want to see him win the WWE Championship because I think that'd be such a great story. It's almost so hard to envision though that Vince would sign away the guy who created or helped create your competition and then be like, by the way, you're also now going to be the top guy in my promotion. But in reality, he is already like the top face in the company. So, and it's McIntyre and him. So
I gotta be honest, I think Vince would trust Cody in that. Cody's not the kind of guy that would do something against the business. Well, everything he's done has been pro business. Even when he started his own, it's been like, look, I'm starting my own. It's not like he was like hiding it. He's all about the business, so he would never do that. That would
one thing I always thought was a big integrity move from him too is so my biggest thing when AEW when it was created was I was like Cody Rhodes is going to give himself the AEW World Championship. He's part owner, he's CEO, whatever he is. He's going to be the first. He's going to be the inaugural AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And he never won it. He never gave himself the belt. He was never booked that way. Granted, yes, he was the first TNT champion. So he still did book himself a championship, but it wasn't the Top Card championship. Like he actually went out and they gave it to Jericho to help establish it. And then they gave it to Moxley because he was what was hot. And now they're trying to build Hangman Adam Page, who I think is going to end up losing to CM Punk, but that's neither here nor there. I think Vince respects the fact that Cody said, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm gonna start my own thing. And it's actually very successful. I think Vince
the biggest thing was he said he was gonna sell out, and I forget the stadium. Remember that first?
Yeah.
Like it was like an independent, but it was the beginning formation of AEW.
All in.
The fact that they sold that out was what put him on the map and made everybody come around him, support him, and him get the backing, because that was an unbelievable feat to do booking wise, to book your own independent and sell it out.
Well, people forget too. I think Kenny Omega is a huge draw. Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he's been injured for a while. I forget. I don't even know what the injury was, but I can't wait for him to come back. I can't wait to see that guy wrestle again. I can't wait to see him take the AEW championship. I would love to see him wrestle some guys in the WWE. I've loved watching him wrestle in the G1 over New Japan. If there's ever been someone who's not in WWE who isn't AJ Styles or Finn Balor's career that I followed, it's been Kenny Omega. That guy is money no matter where he goes. I can't wait to see him come back, man. I've been so anxious to see him back in an AEW ring.
Joe, we're about to take a little trip, me and you. Here we go. Joe, this is the 15 worst movies starring wrestlers. Are you ready? Are you ready with me, Joe?
Yeah, this is good. I like this.
All right. Honorable mention number 16. Ready to Rumble.
I have not seen this.
Here's the thing with Ready to Rumble. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, I get it that it's not a good movie. I get all that stuff, and I get that people hate him because he won the WCW championship. But it starred James Caan's son, the kid from Boiler Room. It was good. I didn't hate it that much. I don't know. Whatever. Number 15. Here we go. Top 15. The Reunion, starring John Cena. I don't even. Did you ever hear this?
Nope. And the fact that the first line is John Cena in his act of a hardened cop. Yeah, that definitely probably didn't get over well.
No, because they were asking him to play the sweet good guy.
They always do. They always play the Marine, the cop, the soldier. Like, we get it. You want your stars to be portrayed as heroes. Like, cool.
Number 14, Joe.
I
See
think
No Evil, starring Kane.
in the defense of this, I think there's only probably like 16 movies that starred wrestling superstars. So like, it's bound to be on here.
Would you care to know the plot? Watch any horror movie you own and gather out the most cliches you can find.
I mean, it's not wrong. It was a good horror movie,
dude.
It was a good horror movie. It didn't need to be a great horror movie. It wasn't an A budget horror movie. It was a B. What do you call it? B flick or whatever you call it.
Yeah, but really, to say that's pretty bad, Joe. All right.
I mean, it didn't need to be good. It starred the mayor of Knoxville. So
13. Hell Comes to Frogtown, starring Roddy Piper. All right, this is probably before your time, and I'm going to tell you this was a horrible movie. It's not that Roddy Piper's a bad actor. This is just not Hell Comes to Frogtown. Just the name. Like, look, dude, I would love to be in movies. I think I could act. I mean, well, actually, I got my associate's degree in arts, which was acting. So technically, I could do this. What I'm saying is, if you offered me a part in Hell Comes to Frogtown, I'd say no. I wouldn't even ask you what it was about.
So just reading the synopsis, this sounds like such a typical like late 80s like wrestling thing where it's like, here's this like hot wrestling superstar and he is surrounded by women who are ready to go and roll the country. The whole like, it's just such a cliche. Like literally it says it right here. Go back for a second. Is to rescue a group of fertile women from a mutant gang who resent. Like, are you kidding me?
Resemble frogs in order to fertilize said human, save the race. All right. 12. Leprechaun Origins.
No way.
Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle played the Leprechaun in some random Leprechaun, and I actually have seen most, if not all, of these Leprechaun movies because they're hilarious.
He kills people. All right, I never watched that in a million years. Bending the Rules, starring Edge. I watched this on Netflix. Wasn't very awful. Good. Was not very good. They put him in this guy that was like a carefree like kind of detective that could like beat everybody's ass, but most of the time he was just like carefree. Didn't work. All right. The number 10, The Condemned, starring Steve Austin.
I didn't hate this, but it was pretty bad.
I never saw it. All right. I saw this. Number 9, Suburban Commando, starring Hulk Hogan. Like, here's what kills me, all right? Let me speak on Hulk Hogan for a second. Hulk Hogan is one of the most vain people that there is. Would you agree?
Yeah.
He's one of the most all about him. He's the greatest. He's like Thunder Lips. He's the greatest sex symbol there is, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess. Whatever you say, man.
I'm just saying that's what he thinks.
Yeah.
That's what Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, thought about himself throughout his career. That's just what he did. His hair stinks.
His hair says otherwise.
It's always stunk. Like, he's never addressed the fact that, look at him in this picture right here. What's the first thing that jumps out to you?
The fact that half his head is exposed.
Exactly.
The other half has hair.
There you go. Right? How tough does this commando look when he's only got hair? Come on, from the middle back. Like, Number 8, The Nanny. Mr. Nanny, starring Hulk Hogan. Had the misfortune of seeing this. This is when he was, as you can look at him, off the steroids, allegedly.
Yeah. Look at those arms, dude. My God, if my arms ever looked like that, I would never wear a t-shirt again.
Allegedly.
I'm
Joe,
pretty sure his biceps are bigger than my face, and I got a fat face.
come on, Joe. You can get your arms up there. Santa's Sleigh, starring Bill Goldberg. Holy Christ!
That's Goldberg?
Oh my God! Bill Goldberg can't act, and he's not gonna act as Santa.
His best performance was as the linebacker from The Longest Yard.
Yeah, agree. But he's not doing Santa.
Adam Sandler sitting there going, or you can hit him with that hammer. I want to hurt him, not kill him. Oh, such a great line.
All right, 6, the Marine franchise.
Yeah, they're all just such garbage. These movies are so bad.
And then it was DiBiase.
The Miz.
No, DiBiase went for a year.
Oh, okay.
Ted DiBiase Jr. And then it went Randy Orton, and then it went The Miz. Right? Because The Miz ended up doing like 3 in a row.
No, I don't think Orton did. I don't think he was the Marine. I think Orton was a different movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
Sure?
I mean, it'll tell you right here at the bottom, too, because it says
Marine.
Ted DiBiase came out in 2009, The Miz in 2013. Yeah, no mention of Randy Orton. I think he did something different. He just as bad, though.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was 20th Century Fox.
Number 5, The Chaperone, starring Triple H. I watched it.
That's got
it wasn't very good, on the right. I think he's funny. What?
The guy up on the top at the right. Who is that? He's in other things.
I don't know. Dude, that's the guy who played in Goodfellas. He played the brother that was in the wheelchair while Henry was making the sauce. Then that kid went on to be he went to be in Superbad, where it's his party.
Yeah,
headbutt people in the chest.
Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking of. But that is the actor. I remember him from something else. He was like someone's brother or something in a TV show, and he was hilarious.
Joe, if we ever do a TV movie music show, I'm gonna be money in the bank again. Like, I want to start calling myself Mr. Trivia. Like, I know I get some categories nailed down. All right, here we go. Joe, what did you think of Chaperone?
I have not seen this.
No?
Nope. Didn't know it existed, if we're being completely honest. Did not know Triple H was in one of these awful movies.
It was pretty funny, but only funny because I like him. All right, Knucklehead, starring The Big Show. I like this movie. It was dumb. It was meant to be dumb.
Is that a bear? Is he wrestling a bear?
Yeah, fake bear.
That's like a Bradley Cooper lookalike?
He's an orphan boy who destroys the kitchen in his former orphanage, and he wants to raise money to stop the foreclosure, so he starts going and wrestling everybody around because he's just gigantic. Knucklehead. It's funny, I thought. Number 3, Tooth Fairy.
This movie was awful. A lot of his early movies were really bad.
All right.
But a lot of them are good. Walking Tall is one of them.
But here's what we gotta agree on this, though. And see, you won't understand this part. Kids love this.
Probably.
The Disney crowd. I know this. I had kids. When did this come out? Because I know that they wanted to see this.
This is probably like 2007, maybe.
Yes, I'm saying the whole Disney crowd type people, the kids. He was playing strictly to kids right here for a while. He did this.
Yeah, it's true.
And so he didn't care that a guy like me, you really liked it, but he knew that a guy like me was going because I had kids.
But the issue is he one of the 2 earliest movies he did was Walking Tall, and there was another one. The Scorpion King too, but he was only the actual Scorpion King movie was pretty bad. It's gonna bother. But it was Walking Tall, which was really freaking good, and there was another one he did.
Another Hulk Hogan one, Santa Claus,
Santa with muscles.
Santa with muscles, starring Hulk Hogan again. Now, if you look at Hulk Hogan's body, I don't think there's any steroids again. Look how thin he is.
Yeah.
Look how lean he is. Right?
But like
allegedly.
He still doesn't have a shirt on.
Yep. And I guess Santa has muscles. I don't know. Oh, finally, No Holds Barred, starring Hulk Hogan and Zeus, or Debo, as I like to call him. All right. The movie was bad. But what was worse, Joe, was that they brought Zeus into the WWE as if he were actually a wrestler. Joe, they brought Debo from the movie Friday into the ring with one eyebrow and a Z shaved on his head. And he would just bang his arms like this and yell. And he played the character from the movie. And the movie character was real and mad that Hulk Hogan beat him in the movie. Joe, who the is writing this? What are they taking for drugs? I'd like to know. Like, how do you put Hulk Hogan in a movie, right? You give him a name, Rip something, different name. By the way, in the movie, he's not Hulk Hogan. Just so we're on the same page. He's not Hulk Hogan. He's Rip something, this champ, right? Zeus is Zeus, Joe. Zeus is Zeus, okay? In the movie, the character Rip whatever wins. Suddenly, Zeus shows up in the WWF, and he wants to fight Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan beat him, not him, in the movie. Zeus could do, and he's Debo. Debo is not flexible, my friend. You know Debo. Debo's not looking to like bend and stretch and do flips. He just can bang, bang. What can he do? It's not a real pro wrestler, Joe. It's Debo. He played the role because he's an actor. By the way, he's acted in many movies, Joe. So this was just another movie where he was acting, but the Debo character came to life and challenged Hulk Hogan. Joe, how bad of a storyline do you rate that?
I mean, that's worse than what we're given nowadays. That sounds awful. I would have hated every second of that. Like, it's one thing to suspend disbelief and suspend reality, but like, you couldn't even like just let Hogan play himself if that was your end game. Like that just sounds like they were trying to promote the movie.
It just opens it up for like, I don't know, De Niro to come out of the stands and like whack a guy with the back of his gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Pesci comes and they carry him away. Like, are we doing movie characters or are they wrestlers? All right. So back, let's go back to this. Let's get back to Monday Night Raw opening segment. What did you think of the opening segment? The whole Roman Reigns coming out.
It's funny to see Orton and Riddle being a part of this storyline and getting to see. I just love Riddle being in the ring with these guys. I think he adds such a great comedic element. I actually kind of really want to see Randy Orton and Roman Reigns as opposed to Drew McIntyre. I think the money is with Randy Orton beating Roman Reigns and kind of reminding the WWE universe that he is still who he is.
Well, he's also starting to near that number. He's at what, 13?
Yeah.
If he gets another, he's at 14. Now he's only 2 away.
Yep.
And he is like a third generation superstar.
He's the guy you want to do it because so Cena eventually got stale and people turned on Cena. Whenever they start chanting "you suck" to your music, like you know that like they don't like you, and whether it's over or whether it's good, any bad reaction is good reaction. People turned on Cena. Nobody's ever turned on Randy Orton because he's just gone heel, and you were supposed to turn on him. The crowd's never forcibly. The same thing with Roman. Roman was shoved down everyone's throats for years, and everyone turned on him. And no matter what you could do, what he did, people booed him into the ground until his leukemia returned. He stepped away. Everyone kind of separated the wrestler from the person. But Randy Orton's never had that. He's been able to flip from heel to face. So he's never had the crowd turn on him organically. It's always been forced one way or the other. So I think he's a perfect person to break it because he's been there. He's played some of the best characters. He's changed when he's needed to. He's been the torchbearer. I mean, that guy has been the backbone of WWE for years. I think he should at least he deserves one more run. I think it would be great to have him beat Roman for the WWE Championship and be Randy Orton the one who gets pinned by Cody Rhodes. I think that would be a great story.
Yeah, I'm with that. That might work.
I'd rather it be Randy than Drew. I don't think Drew brings. Well, I mean, Drew and Cody sort of have a history too, but I mean, it comes down to Cody's return is all about the history that he has. So apparently, former Big Cass, who's now William Morrissey, he showed up in AEW tonight. So that happened.
Is he in shape? Because I saw.
Yeah, he's in damn good shape. He's sober now. Him and Enzo still do tag team wrestling on the Indies. I believe.
Good.
Yeah, he started looking bad. I don't know if Enzo signed to Impact with Morrissey, but I know Morrissey's been signed to Impact. And Impact obviously shares wrestlers with AEW, and AEW shares their end of the roster fodder with Impact. It's just cool. Like, I'll go back and watch that because I was always a big fan of Enzo and Big Cass, especially Big Cass with his story, because he was in rough shape when he left. When he was fired, he put on a lot of weight. Got in a really bad way with heavy drinking. His story is great, and he's done some really great things on the Indies since he's sobered up and come back.
Sobered up and come back. So Joe, let's keep ourselves moving, because we know we're gonna. Kevin Owens and Alpha Academy versus Ezekiel and the Street Profits.
I kind of love the Kevin Owens and Ezekiel storyline. I love the fact that, because we've killed the WWE for their awful storylines for so long, I really love the fact that they're leaning into the whole, like, yeah, we get it. Ezekiel is Elias, but he's Ezekiel. But we're gonna run a storyline where our funniest heel is just dragging this out for so long. I think it's pretty funny. That's I mean, outside of that, it's Alpha Academy and Street Profits we've seen a million times, but adding Ezekiel and Kevin Owens to the wrinkles, I think pretty good.
There's nothing better than when a bad guy gets frustrated.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you frustrate a bad guy who's funny, who can play that role of being frustrated, that by far is my favorite. Like that, I think that one's the best. That's the best. And I think he's good at it, Kevin Owens. I think he's good at acting frustrated and all aggravated with like the incompetence and all that other stuff around him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one of those guys.
I also kind of like Ezekiel in the way he's presented. He's got almost like a Macho Man or like Ultimate Warrior kind of garb with like the pastels and the.
Well, that's what he wanted to do. Did you not know? Did you know that? Like he wanted to do a Macho Man type gimmick, and they told him no.
I wasn't aware, but apparently they're letting him run with it now.
No, but like it was going to be like that was going to be the whole MO of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean you could see that's where the inspiration's drawn from his ring gear now. Especially because you can just tell with the armbands with the tassels. I think Ezekiel's got I think he's got some big stuff coming up for him. I think this gimmick, while it might not get super over with the crowd like Elias was, when you do that music gimmick, you paint yourself into like that's all you're known for. You can't be taken seriously. It's very hard to put a championship on someone who is just known for being the music guy. No matter how over you are with the crowd. I mean, yeah. I guess Cena did it with the whole rap thing. But even he changed. I mean, even his characters, he stopped being the doctor of thugonomics and became more of a PG, crowd-friendly kind of character.
Yeah, you got to roll with it. You know what I mean? You got to roll with it. You got to be able to change.
Yeah.
Look at Roman.
Yeah. I mean, the heel turn on Roman was phenomenal. It needed to happen.
All right, moving on. Veer versus Bert Hanson. First off, who's Bert Hanson?
I'm assuming he's enhancement talent. So a local wrestler, probably.
So we had Veer beat up a bum to show how tough he is. Here's what I don't get, Joe, and I'm going to say this once because it's been driving me nuts for a while. Why do they think that having monsters come in and just beat up bums makes them look huge?
My issue with that is the fact that they do it over and over. They did it with Omos, with Braun, with the Great Khali. All of these huge stars.
Wait, don't forget Feed Me More.
Oh, Ryback.
They were giving him 2 bums in a row, as if that made a big difference.
It just gets annoying because I get it's wrestling, it's fake. Suspend your disbelief, your reality, whatever. But like, you've got to understand at some point as a writer, like most wrestling fans who are watching this weren't born yesterday.
No.
Like if we've seen it once, we've seen it a million times with a monster character who is just being fed this enhancement talent to make them look like monsters. We get it. Move him on to something else. I mean, this dude was looking for Raw for like 18 months. And when he finally finds Raw, you're just doing the same damn thing that you've done with every other big wrestler since the dawn of time. How did you not have something more concrete for this guy to do? I mean, if you want him to be your next big, like, Indian star, why not put him in a program with Jinder Mahal and have him go over a former world champion and be like, I'm now taking over your mantle as like the hero of India? Or I mean, I feel bad because I could be completely like just like mislabeling his ethnicity because I'm really bad with that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure that's like he's
whatever. Yeah, you make a mistake.
Yeah,
you make a mistake.
but
The point is,
you're
you're looking for a reason for him to be there and to be so dominant. My thing is, just let him start with people that you know are names. Don't put him in the ring with guys I don't know. Makes no sense.
It just doesn't matter. Like, it's just stupid. Like, we get it. He's a beast. He's gonna kill any superstar on the roster would beat these guys. And
That's what I mean. That's exactly right. So you just said it. Anybody could come out and beat, what was his name? I don't even remember the guy's name.
Bert Hanson, I think was this one.
Who on the roster is not coming out to beat Bert Hanson?
He doesn't even have an actual name. Like, that is literally just Bert Hanson from accounting. Like, you're like, literally, this dude just went home and changed out of his suit and tie after working in an accounting firm, and now he's going to get his ass kicked by Veer Mahan. Granted, he probably got paid more for that one appearance than I get paid in a whole year, but, I mean, come on.
But, like, Heath Slater couldn't beat that guy?
Heath Slater's not there anymore.
No.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Or
do you think Heath Slater would beat that guy if they fought? I think they would. He would.
I mean, he probably would have lost. Wait, no, he wasn't the one that had lost every match, was he? Or that had a crazy losing streak?
But this guy's name is Bert Hanson, and I've never seen him before. But I know what's his face is.
Well,
you know what I
mean? Yeah, he should win that match, but it's WWE. So if he was still on his losing streak, he probably would have lost. That would have been the funny part about it.
Nah, you can't do that to him. Come on.
They wouldn't have put him in that situation anyway.
You can't make somebody lose to somebody that you don't even know exists.
Who's not even really actually on the roster.
Yeah, there's something weird about that.
He just looked him up in the phone book and was like, Bert Hanson.
Hanson. Is your name Bert Hanson? Why, yes, it is. Would you like to order a pizza? No, Bert. We have a deal for you tonight. Come on down. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I'm going to wrestle. Next thing you know, who you wrestling? This guy named Veer. What do they want you to do? Just take bumps.
Yeah, just get thrown around.
I got to take about 5-6 bumps. Then the guy's going to taunt, and then I'm going to get paid.
This guy got killed too. I think he went through either the Alan the announce table or just a regular table. But he got like Veer like beat shit out of him.
Well, I mean, I hope so. At least it's Veer. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just glad he found where Raw was because he was looking for it for a really long time.
That guy, like he is like dead man walking. Like,
yeah,
it's all done with him. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do.
It's really sad that the majority of WWE's viewership is in the American market, North American market. A lot of these like non-American superstars will just never get over. Shinsuke was huge in Japan. Asuka, huge in Japan. They're just never going to get over. because American fans can't connect with them, and that's where a lot of the money is. It sucks that a lot of the it's really like the Irish wrestlers are the only ones that really seem to have like a really good opportunity and can connect. But I just feel like he's dead on arrival. I mean, even Jinder, like they made him WWE champion, and North American fans hated it.
They made him what?
WWE champion.
Oh. All right. Let's see. Trying to figure this out for a second here. That's the Twins. Is that what that is?
What happened?
I'm trying to see something. Is that the fucking Twins?
Uh-oh. Mike's going off the deep end.
Yeah, I really am. It's like, wait a minute.
We have to change your name to Mad King Mike.
Yeah, you had to play for the Twins. This guy has to be a
Oh,
Twin.
that's a great character arc. If you lose fantasy this year, you lose the belt. If you lose fantasy this year, you lose the belt. You go from King Michael to Mad King because you just lost your mind because you no longer are the champion. You don't know how to handle yourself anymore. Oh, you got the red light behind you too. It would work perfectly.
I don't know what you're saying. What did you say? What are you saying? If I what?
Because you went off the deep end. You were looking for something. Yeah. You got completely sidetracked. So I was like, oh, you should be Mad King Mike. And then I thought
you said I would be Mad King Mike if what?
If great character arc. If you end up losing fantasy championship this year, turn into Mad King Mike.
Stop. You're saying if I lose next year.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I should have worded it better. When you lose fantasy this year,
Joe,
you don't even have the belt behind you, man. Like you're losing it. You're losing your touch.
Everything's within. You don't want him to come out, Joe.
I don't think he can. I don't.
Oh,
belt's not even near you.
Do that. You'll get your own TV show of a half hour of him just berating you. I know this guy. He's not.
That'd actually be great TV. I'd sit through it.
He's not a good person. So all right. Moving on. Just I want to kind of get Damian Priest versus AJ Styles. Edge is embracing his dark side.
I would love it if Finn Balor and AJ Styles teamed up to take on Damian Priest and Edge.
No, and then I'm sorry, Finn Balor has to turn on what's his face, AJ Styles.
That'd be interesting.
Go back to the Demon and be with Edge and Damian Priest.
He could be, and hear me out with this. He could be the muscle. Because think about it. The Demon's technically undefeated. If you want to call the loss he took to Roman Reigns, where the ropes, the turnbuckles mysteriously broke and he got pinned and then it was just never brought up as to why that happened. Literally, that got dropped. I want that to always be remembered, that he lost because the turnbuckles broke and it was never explained what the fuck actually happened. Yep. So that would be great if he joins that stable, but he only wrestles as the Demon and he becomes the muscle because he might not be the strongest guy, but when he's the Demon, he's just gonna run right through you. That would be cool.
No, he won't be. No. That's not how they're gonna play him. He would be able to be summoned by Edge.
Okay.
Edge
kind of like the urn that Paul Bearer had.
Edge has to be able to bring the Demon out, like to be able to control the darkness around him, to make Damian Priest the bad guy, to do all that stuff. Like Edge has to control all that stuff. But that would help Finn Balor, because then at the end there's always the 1, 2, 3 switch. But my point is, him joining and then Rhea Ripley, call it a day.
Yeah, that'd be a cool stable.
Call it a day. They would be the meanest looking stable around for a while. And then Joe, you know what I'm hoping that makes it happen? Other stables. Because we need, Joe, other stables. Ready? Next match was Mustafa Ali versus Austin Theory. You know my problem is with Austin Theory is that he's like considered a powerhouse, but he's so tiny. Right? Like, how tall is he?
Yeah, he's not big. I don't know off the top of my head.
But his arms are like ridiculously jacked, and he can throw people over. Like, he can flip people. So that's why they call him a powerhouse. But to me, a powerhouse has to be bigger than like 5'10". No offense to people 5'10" and under. I'm just saying. How are you going to be in the WWE? Like, how tall is he?
He's not tall. Like
when you're the same height as Seinfeld, should you be stepping in the ring? I would say no.
That's why he's facing Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, another short guy. All right. Well, anyways, what did you think of that match?
It's a good match. I mean, they're two really good wrestlers. I don't know why I'm supposed to care about Ali coming back. I had forgotten all about him. I forgot that he even requested his release. I would care more if I thought he had a chance to win the United States Championship. But like, it's so apparent that Austin Theory is going to run with this belt for months. That like, why do I care who he's wrestling? You know, the stories suck. Like, what's the point of the Miz? Like, is the Miz going to win the United States Championship at some point? I don't know. It's
what
I don't like Austin Theory's character. I don't understand why he's with Vince McMahon. I like that the mid card is shaping up. You know, adding Mustafa Ali. Obviously, Miz is going to be there, but I really don't like Austin Theory's character. I think he's the wrong guy to attack. Like, he doesn't connect. I don't feel like he connects with anybody. I don't think anyone cares about Austin Theory or that he's getting the Vince McMahon rub. I just don't think anyone cares.
All right. That was
a long rant. My bad.
Next was what King Michael, speaking in third person, would call, actually in first person, would call absolutely horrendous TV time. Dana Brooke ends up losing the 24/7 title to Nikki Ash, and she tells Reggie she needs to get a rematch if he wanted to stay married. He got her the rematch, so Brooke and Nikki squared off with Tamina, whatever, blah, blah, blah. 24 title. Reggie's tried to roll her up, steal the title, so he slapped him and told her that she wanted a divorce before storming off. What the heck were they doing with this? It's not funny, Joe.
Some people think it's funny.
Joe, come on. Imagine there's like pro wrestlers on the roster, and they're in the back, and they're going, well, I could be doing a lot of great moves and showing people a lot of great stuff. But meanwhile, some guy named Reggie, who just should not be where he is marrying Dana Brooke, who should be gone by now. What is the deal with that? It's a waste of time. That's the biggest waste of time I can think of. Enough weddings on Raw.
Can you believe that Dana Brooke and Tamina still have jobs in the WWE, but Dakota Kai was just let go?
No, I believe Tamina does.
Well, all right. I believe Tamina to a degree, but like I can't believe Dana Brooke is
Bloodline.
I can't believe Dana Brooke is still employed by this company, but Dakota Kai was let go. The fact that Vince McMahon outright didn't think that she was good enough to be a big star. I know I'm getting off topic, but like, you see this crap, and like, Dana Brooks she's got a good physique, but like, you know why she's there. It's the same thing I've bitched about with Vince for so long, is that dumb stereotype, man. At some point, like, you're just losing great women's talent and pushing them to the arms of competition because he's just fixated on the blonde.
Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care. By the way, other rumors are Paige will be returning to join Edge.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I heard that she was cleared to wrestle and that her return could be soon. I didn't hear that she was possibly joining that stable.
Yeah, because Paige is going to come on and she's going to say she never got the credit she deserved for the women's revolution. That's all she has to say.
Yeah.
And that aligns her with the bitter Edge and the dark side of Damian Priest, who didn't have a match at WrestleMania. Edge is building this nicely. He's building it up of misfit toys, people that are angry at the establishment because they didn't get a chance, and they're going to buy into his darkness. My question is, at any point, will they bring Christian?
I think the ship has sailed with Christian. I think he's doing pretty well for himself over on Impact. I don't know if he'd come back. It'd be cool, kind of get the Brood back together, but I think it's
just one match, like one at the end of it.
You know why they're doing this is they saw the fan reaction to the Brood entrance and they're like, "Ooh, we got to give Edge a supernatural type
dude,
gig."
What did we say when we saw it? We were like,
I shit myself. God. I thought it was sick.
Right?
I don't I mean, I don't. The stable's cool, but like it doesn't get me in like in the feels. It doesn't get me all up in my tum tum. I just don't. I want to see more with it. I do love though that in a promo he cut recently, he did mock fans who were like, "Boo, he's stealing the Undertaker's purple light." Like I thought that was pretty good because it is. People are like, "Oh, who is he? Undertaker light?" Or my favorite, when you order the Undertaker from Wish.com.
Was Tum Tum a reference to Simon? Is that a shout out?
Yes, sir.
I caught it.
Simon from What Culture, man. I just plug another podcast, but I mean, it doesn't matter. They're so much bigger than we are. But
I like
Simon
Jules.
from What Culture.
I like Jules, the guy that has one F word or one bad thing per lip.
Yeah.
I gotta hang out with Jules. Me and Jules would get along really well.
Jules is probably my favorite. My favorite talking head from What Culture.
I like the redheaded kid.
Is that Adam Wilborn or Andy Murray?
Two Adams.
Adam Murray
I call
or whatever.
him the redheaded kid. He's just like, his voice is great, and he's just so English looking. He could be more English looking if he tried. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't know.
It's such a great pro. Everything What Culture does is really good, to be honest. Anyone who's watching this, if you don't know what What Culture is, go look them up on YouTube. They have so many different offshoots of What Culture, and they're all phenomenal.
So, Joe, you got anything to say before we wrap it up?
Nope. I think I just plugged another podcast. It's going to drive away our audience into the waiting arms of what I would consider probably better English.
Can't be done. So, Joe, this Friday night at 7 o'clock, we will be doing a legit sports memorabilia show. It's a show
8 o'clock.
You can buy in. I'm sorry, 8 o'clock. It's a show you can buy in for sports memorabilia breaks. You'll hear more about it in the next coming day. What else I got going on?
Do you want some of the crap that's sitting behind Mike right now?
Yeah,
because for a small entry fee, it can be yours.
And the thing is, it's just not crap, though.
No,
I don't own a single piece of crap. I'll be honest with my collection. You know that.
Yeah, so, it is actually pretty good. There's some hits in there.
All right, listen. May 14th, I'm hosting the Banshee Fest in West Warwick. There will be some bands and paranormal speakers. We'll have both Johnsons, Carl and Keith. Then the 21st following week, I'll be on the USS Salem for the Saturday event, even though we have the table for 2 days. But Buddy's not going Sunday, so he just figured no one else would go Sunday. And I was like, I don't know if I should go Sunday by myself. But as of now, I'm just going on the 21st on a Saturday. We'll have our own table on USS Salem, the Legit Paranormal. I'll have CDs for sale, Joe. I'll have my book for sale. I might sell you out, depending on, what the offer is. So, people, if you hear us, just come by that table. We'll talk wrestling with you. We'll talk paranormal with you. We'll talk. I'll talk football
USFL?
with you. USFL. I'd rather not talk paranormal. I'd rather talk wrestling, but I realize it's a paranormal con. So
yeah, you're at the wrong place, my friend.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm going to a paranormal convention. I really don't want to talk about it though.
I'll talk wrestling.
Yeah, that's
all right,
man.
So it was May 4th.
05042022. Sorry, I've always wanted to steal that from you.
05042022. That's not much fun for the math geeks. Joey Paranormal. It's me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This was World of Legit Fantasy Wrestling, brought to you by legitpodcast.com. If you haven't been to the website by now, I don't know what you're missing. And if you go to Legit Fantasy, I think it's Sports on YouTube, that is where the channel of ours originates. Even though now, Joe, if you notice in the upper right-hand corner, I'm starting to broadcast on 3 different YouTube channels to build them up on their own, Joe.
And we also now own Legit Memorabilia and Legit USFL. So if you go to those URLs, they'll bring it right to us.
Comes right to us again.
I mean, if you type in Legit in your address bar, more likely than not, it's going to bring you right into our loving arms.
Which I can't believe we somehow took that word. I don't get it. Like, because it's a word. If you listen to sports people talk, they use that word all the time till they confirm something. They'll be like, no, that's legit. Okay, then. All right, Joe. I'll see you next Wednesday.
Actually, I'll see you Friday. We'll all see you Friday
for sports memorabilia, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Actually, and a lot of people will also see you tomorrow night for Legit USFL, and then maybe some people will join you at the bar.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for shows tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7:05 with something.